I had a problem. Since 2011, I have been downloading and collecting music in the form of MP3s. This is what everyone did back in the day. Then apps like Ghana and Saavn gained traction until the entire world finally fixated on Spotify. This was somewhere around 2018, but I resisted. I was still old school. I still liked having songs in my personal device storage. But then slowly, all the websites that I used to download these songs started disappearing. And here I am in 2023, having lost the battle, shifting to Spotify permanently myself. But there's a pickle. I have around 800 songs in the form of MP3s on my phone, which I'd like to be transferred to a Spotify playlist. Adding each song manually is barbaric, so I thought of using something like web automation to automate the process. Then one of my friends recommended to check out all the APIs which Spotify exposes. And there I found my redemption. Spotify exposes a bunch of useful APIs like the search API and add to playlist. But a better way is to use Spotify, which is a Python library built on top of the Spotify APIs, which makes requests and responses way more simpler. To use the APIs, you have to register your application on the Spotify developers dashboard. Once that is done, we're ready to develop. Here I'm testing the search API to look up the string Pompeii. I receive a bunch of tracks in response, but when I look up the top track, it is indeed the song Pompeii by Bastille. I'm a changed man with worse hair. But anyway, I had edited the previous sequence for your convenience. Here's the sped up version of the entire thing. I'm doing this project on my 2014 Toshiba satellite laptop with an obliterating internet speed of less than 1 Mbps because something is wrong with its Wi-Fi catcher. Anywho, moving on. I am so out of touch with Python programming that I had to look up how to run a Python file and how to define a Python function. Now time for some magic. Let us add our first song to our new playlist. But before that, my dumbass needs to spend another 30 minutes trying to debug this code. So I run this code, which uses the search API to look up the text Pompeii and then fetches the track ID of the top result and then adds that to my new playlist. And now for the moment of truth. Here it is, Pompeii has been added to the new playlist. I am very happy, as you can see from the frantic mouse pointer. I want to feel that joy again. So I try adding another song, which is Sea of Dreams by Oberhofer, featured in BoJack Horseman. And voila, it works. Now I just need to do this for every song in my phone. But there's a catch. I have saved the names of my downloaded songs in a specific format. Artist-song name. Looking up this text via the search API might not get me the song that I want, because Spotify only has the song name as the title. Some other song by the same artist can come up, or a song which has the same name but is sung by a different artist might pop up. It can also be the case that the song is just not present on Spotify. I need to have a check such that only those songs are added to my playlist which pass a certain threshold confidence value. For this, I use a fuzzy matcher. This takes in two strings and gives out a value out of 100 based on how similar these strings are. So I'll compare the song title with which I had saved the song with the song title as it is present on Spotify. So currently I set this threshold value at 90 and I run a code which traverses all the songs present in my song list, and it finds out how many of these songs actually pass the threshold criteria, which essentially means how many of these songs would be added to my Spotify playlist. But unfortunately, this is too large a list and this times out. Or this is a timeout. I'm a changed man. So I run this code for 100 songs. This results in these 37 songs being not eligible to be added to my playlist. That equates to a success rate of 63%. So I looked some of these songs on the Spotify website itself to see what was going on, and it seemed that even though the correct result, the song which I wanted, was the top result, it still did not make it to the fuzzy matcher threshold because the artist's name was too large, which resulted in a lower score. So to accommodate for this, I lowered the threshold to 80 and ran again. This resulted in a 72% success rate. I noticed that some of the songs in the list have extra details like the remastered year or some version preceded by a hyphen. So I removed all of this stuff from my list of song names and then ran the code. This resulted in an 80% success rate, only 20 songs being not eligible out of the 100 that I chose. But we can still do better. I noticed that some of the songs have details mentioned inside parentheses. So I decided to remove the parenthesis along with the details that were inside them. After this final change, when I ran my code, it resulted in an 85% success rate. Only 15 songs out of the 100 that I selected that were not eligible. This sounded quite good to me, so I ran this for all the songs that I had, and it resulted in a final success rate of 90%. These were the 72 songs that did not cross the threshold and so will not be added to the playlist, but I'm fine with that. Okay, I'm done with the entire setup and it's time to run the real thing. And look at that, all these songs are being added to the playlist in real time. It was incredibly satisfying to watch this happen. The entire operation took around 5 minutes, and you can bet that I had my eyes glued to the screen the entire time. That's it, that's my project.